What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a great day. If you're new here, which I know about 65% of you are, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date on what's going on in the stock market and with tech news. So we're going to start off today by talking about ARK Invest. They spent $377 million just the other day on stocks on March 12th, 2021. We're going to break down some of the top stocks that they did buy, and we're also going to go over 3 stocks, 2 of them which are under $10 a share, so make sure to stick around until the end when we go over that. So let's start off by looking at some of the top holdings that they did buy. Pretty consistent over the last couple of days. The top ones were Teladoc, which they purchased $48.35 million of. They've been purchasing this stock quite a bit recently, and basically every single day they've been buying tens of millions of dollars of this stock in their ARKK ETF. They bought $37 million on March 12th, $78 million on March 11th. $14 million on March 10th. So they bought over $150 million in the last 7 days alone, which is massive. They've been buying into the ARKK, ARKW, ARKG, and ARKF ETF. In addition to this, they're still buying Square, Tesla, Zillow Group, Exact Sciences. These are all pretty much mainstays in their portfolio, stocks that they keep on adding, especially after the massive drop-off we've had. All of those, they bought over $10-15 million of just on March 12th, 2021 alone. However, there's some new and surprising stocks as well. They've been buying a lot of the Chinese tech stocks. They bought Tencent. They bought $6 million of Tencent. They also are buying CLTD. SE, that is an Amazon, but of Asia as well. It's a competitor for companies like Alibaba, JD.com. So they're investing heavily in Asia, in Chinese and Asian technology companies, which is good to see as well. Baidu, CLTD, Tencent. They also have been buying JD.com and other stocks similar to that. So they're investing heavily there as well. Finally, before we get into the stocks that are under $10 a share, one that I want to point out is Twilio. Twilio is a stock ticker symbol TWLO. They bought $28 million of this stock last week, and that's huge. This is a company that I personally like. I've used it for apps I've built in the past. I have a couple of startup apps that I've built in the past. They're on the App Store currently. If you want to hear more about those, let me know in the comments. But it's a notification platform. It's really easy to use, and anything related to sending SMS like text messages or text notifications via apps, this company is perfect for that. And they automate the whole process, and ARK Invest put $28 million more into that. In total, they have close to $800 million invested in this company, which is a pretty significant portion of the total amount they have invested. But now let's go into those smaller cap stocks, the ones that are $10 per share less. You guys really seem to like those, and we're going to talk about 2 in particular. The first one we're going to talk about is a stock that ARK Invest bought a couple $1 million of just the other day. And the first one we're going to talk about is a company called Surface Oncology. I spoke about this stock a while ago. I spoke about it a couple months back with my 80-year-old friend. He mentioned this stock. Stock ticker symbol is SURF. It's in their ARKG ETF. Currently, they own about $36 million of this stock, and just the other day, they bought $452,000 in it that one day alone. And there's big news that came out on March 9th for this company, because right now, Surface Oncology, they have a great stock ticker symbol, SURF, but they're based out of Cambridge, Massachusetts, and they're focused on cancer research and developing cancer therapies. They have been making major moves over the last couple of months. The stock has been doing pretty well. In the last 6 months, 6 months ago, the stock was at $6.93 a share. Now it is hovering right around the $9 per share range. So it's up about 50% from where it was 6 months ago. And the market cap is $385 million. So it's a pretty small market cap company. And ARK Invest owns $36 million of this. So they own about 10% of the company, which is really, really big. A big partnership was just announced for Surface Oncology with a massive player in the healthcare space, which is Merck. So Surface Oncology announced a collaboration with Merck to evaluate Surface's investigational antibody therapy, which is called SRF 388, in combination with Merck's anti-PD-1 therapy. And this is a big deal because Merck is a major player in the space, and Surface Oncology announced a while back that their phase 1 clinical trials are going well, and they use these in patients with solid tumors. Things are looking really well, and having this big partnership in the first in-human phase 1 trial with Merck, that's a really big deal. Now let's go into the second stock. The second stock I want to talk about today is a stock that is called, where is it? Second one we're going to talk about today is a stock called ACIC. So we're going to go over that. We've talked about the stock quite a few times on the channel. This is Atlas Crest Investment Corp, stock ticker symbol ACIC. They're set to merge with Archer Aviation, which is an electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicle company. It's trying to be the Uber or Lyft, but for the sky. And the big news here is that ARK Invest purchased a pretty big amount of this the other day. They purchased another 159,000, but they've been purchasing this stock pretty consistently over the last, let's say, month and a half. Currently, they own $15 million of this stock. That isn't a large portion for them, but right now, the stock is hovering right around that $10 per share range, which is a good time for a lot of people to get in if they're looking to invest in this industry. So remember, it's like the Uber or Lyft, but for the sky. What I like about ACIC is that they do have a massive partnership, a massive purchase order already from United Airlines. United Airlines announced that it would buy 200 electric vertical takeoff and landing aircrafts from Archer, a deal that's worth $1 billion. And they also said that they have an option to purchase another $500 million of eVTOL planes as well if things go according to plan. The risks of investing in this company are pretty high, though. The risk of investing in it is that they're not expected to really be implemented into society for 8 to 10 years. And that's going to be when we can expect to start seeing positive cash flows. So this is a long-term investment. If you invest in this sort of company, it's high risk, high reward. Next 10 years, that's when they see this really starting to take off and being integrated into regular everyday life. United Airlines, good news about this company in particular in that space is they already have a purchase order. They have an option to buy $500 million more of the aircraft, which would be really beneficial to them versus their competitors such as Blade and Joby Aviation and a couple of other companies in the space. Finally, I want to touch on a couple of stocks that ARK Invest did sell because there's some surprising news here. And I want to point out one company in particular which they sold, which was CAT Caterpillar. They didn't sell many stocks on March 12th. They only sold 3 stocks. That's it. Across all of their ETFs, they sold CAT, NTDOY, and PSTI. So CAT, essentially, this isn't a company you would normally think ARK Invest would buy. It's a large market cap stock. It's an infrastructure. It's the Caterpillar, which is construction, machinery, and equipment. Stock ticker symbol is CAT. Price is right around $230 a share. And they essentially develop all of that heavy-duty equipment and machinery that is used in, let's say, mines, in construction, and a lot of other large construction equipment projects worldwide. So this isn't a company you would typically think. However, with everything going on with the Joe Biden administration, this is a company that is set to do well for 2021. It's not going to be a stock that's going to 3x or even double, but it's going to have a pretty good year considering the infrastructure bill that the government is looking to pass and all the money they're looking to pour into infrastructure. This is a company that's going to directly benefit from that. So even though ARK Invest sold $3 million of it the other day, They still own $95 million of the company. My opinion, I think it's a great investment to have. It's not going to be extremely volatile, but it does have a lot of upside in the short term, in the next year or two. So that's what's going on with ARK Invest. They bought about $377 million in stocks total. They barely sold anything. They sold only around 10 million across all of their ETFs, one of them being Caterpillar. So that's what's going on with ARK Invest, Cathie Wood. Want to keep you guys updated on what is going on there. If you'd like to hear any more information about some stocks in particular, like maybe Teladoc, because they have been buying a lot of that, well, then let me know in the comments down below. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to get your 4 free stocks, each valued up to $1,600, when you download the Webull investing app using the link down below. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.